My name is Emma Karin Eriksson. I am a young adult librarian at the Brooklyn Public Library. My official title is that I am the Manager of Youth Civic Engagement and Expression. A big part of my job is that I manage the day to day operations of the Books Unbanned initiative, which started April 2022 by a group of 5 library workers at Brooklyn Public Library as a direct action against the rise of censorship that was happening in school and public libraries. The program started after realizing that there were a lot of people who were offering well wishes or writing articles about what was happening, but no one was actively doing anything to provide materials to teens who were losing access. We created a digital library card that any teen who's 13 to 21 anywhere in the United States can sign up for, and then they are given full access to Brooklyn Public Library's full digital collection. So that includes our ebooks, our audiobooks, and our databases. Since we started in 2022, we have brought on partner libraries, and they have also created their own cards that teens can sign up for and get access to their collections. This is such an important issue because book bans, it feels like, well, if one library maybe doesn't have it, they can go somewhere else, or maybe they can buy the book. But we know that book bans most directly affect young people who maybe don't have access to a car to drive to another library, or they don't have the funds to buy their own book. Or maybe they're just sort of figuring things out and they don't know what it is that they need. So, to be able to have this unfiltered access to a library's collections where they can check out whatever it is that they want. Maybe it's a bestseller, maybe it's a nonfiction book, maybe it's a romantic comedy book, that they have the agency to read what it is that they want that's important to them. Since we started this program, we've also expanded to include, we have monthly virtual programs that teens across the country can join and hear from other teen activists and authors about intellectual freedom issues. We also have an internship program that's based primarily in New York City, where they become Freedom to Read teen ambassadors and learn about what it means to be a real library advocate. And this program is so important to Brooklyn because we recognize that we are in a very friendly state. We have a lot of support, we have a lot of resources, and we can use the knowledge that we have, the experience that we have, the materials that we have to provide support to those libraries who maybe don't have those things. Maybe they don't have a marketing department. Maybe they can't open up their full ebook collections. So we can take what it is that we have and share it out with libraries and library workers across the country. Doing this work is, I always say, is heartbreaking as well as heart mending, because the stories that we hear from teens are just so sad about how they don't see books that represent them. They feel so isolated. But then we get lifted up because we hear them say, "Thank you so much for this card. Thank you so much for this work," because it allows them to feel seen and to have access to materials that really reflect them and their experiences. It is hard work. In a sense, I don't like that this is my job. I wish that I didn't have to fight back against book bans, but it is important work to be able to be a voice and a support for the teens who are going through these issues, but also to provide that support and help to the library workers who are facing it themselves, who, they want to support, Pride books on the shelves, but they might be worried about losing their job. So we do what we can to help and support them from our tiny library in Brooklyn all the way across the United States.